years after the theatre was built, they built this, the Capitol, which is it's not a church. Now I know it's not a church, and it's not a cathedral. It's something to do with the floor. It's a temple. It's a temple. We'll do this one again. Was her designer, and he was a bit famous for building castles, and he put up this fortification, although this bit was built by the Germans in the Second World War. This is the fire tower. It doesn't quite fit in with the rest, and get down off it. Anyway, fantastic! A whole new series, and we don't have to do any jobs. Just history and holiday. Gran Canaria, the first one of the Canaries, which, as we know, has nothing to do with little yellow birds, but actually is named after the Latin for dog, which is canis, and the little yellow birds were named after the island. Amazing. We have to share an apartment. That's okay. Yeah, that's all right. I can live with that, because I understand you've had to cut your cloth accordingly. I don't know why you had to do all the booking, though. And why did you keep telling me to put my sunglasses on? I didn't understand that. It's a Club 1830 holiday. That actually does create a bit of a problem. That actually creates a huge problem. Look, I was serious. I can't... I'm not... Yes, I know, I've had to put them on. That's all to do with it. I mean, I can't be seen here at the moment. Get it? Good, good. We've got a vehicle. This one is it. Nice, nondescript vehicle. I can get in and hide. And look, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that this is right for the kind of holiday, yes? But it's wrong for me. I mean, it's got no window. Everyone can see me. And where are we going in it anyway? Does this involve lots of young people having a good time? Couldn't we just go back to the apartment? Because they've got some lovely curtains I can draw and stay in there a bit. I'm over here. I'm in disguise. See if you can find me. No, no, look, that's a phone box. I'm here. Well, what do you think? Would you have known it was me? Well, I'm working on it. Some facts about Gran Canaria then, hey? 1,532 square kilometres, the highest population of the Canaries, 700,000 people, the vast majority of them living in Las Palmas. And, yes, as you can see, that is Puerto Rico, not the famous Puerto Rico, but it is also packed with people. People who might know who I am, you know, got some friends. So shall we move on? Porto Mogan. Now, I know why you brought me here, because it looks Venetian and it looks old and you think it's got a load of history in it. Well, it hasn't. Gran Canaria is in fact about 14 to 15 million years old, but this place is about 14 to 15 minutes. Well, thereabouts anyway. And it takes its name, it takes its name from the little village up on the top of the hill called Mogan, which is at the entrance of a really fertile valley. And the reason why the valley is so fertile is because clouds form just on the hills behind me and it rains up the valley. And yet this port is the driest port on the whole of the island. Thank you. So you've got the driest next to the wettest. And as you can see, you've also got an awful lot of very wealthy and very influential people. What? No. No, we're not going for a drink. We're moving on. We are. Las Palomas and Saharan-type dunes. Something out of Lawrence of Arabia. In fact, for a long time, they thought that these dunes were blown across the waters from Africa, which, when all said and done, is not that far away. But recent investigation has shown that they come from local rocks. So it's not quite so romantic. But it does make a good hiding place, especially if you're going undercover, like me. The only thing that grows around here, you know, is this cactus, which is some sort of prickly crown type name, and that's right, it grows just underneath the sand surface. Do you know, that sand gets absolutely everywhere. I've got bits of it stuck to me all over it gets in my ears as well. It's Mas Palomas, not Las Palomas. All right, clever clogs, fair enough. Well, we've come down the coast to the big city of Mas Palmas. Well, you started it. And this is the oldest building on Gran Canaria, Castillo de la Luz, which means the Castle of Light. It was built by the conquistadors in 1494, which was the same year that Christopher Columbus sailed into town, although they call him Cristobal Colon. Anyway, it was from here that Cristobal, who's either Spanish or Portuguese, we're not sure, there's a bit of a fight going on over him at the moment, but we're going to say he's Spanish. He set sail in search of the New World from here. Now think about it, his sailors thought they were going to go off the end of the world. But of course they didn't. They went off to find India. Instead, they landed in America, and they still called the people Indians, which is why we do today. The other thing that's strange about Christopher is that he landed in a harbour that is now the airport. So he set sail in search of the New World, they built an airport, and now the New World comes flying into that one point to come and lie in the sun here. Irony or what? And he wasn't stupid, our Chrissy. The Gator. This is the old part of the city, and it means flatlands, and that's why they chose it, a much prized area, and that's where the nobles decided to build their important buildings. Right here. 1478, the conquistadors arrived here, and about 20 years later they started building that, the Cathedral Santa Ana, although it took them a while because they didn't finish it until the 20th century. I know, I think they must have had a few siestas. Anyway, they did a good job. This place has hardly changed. It would have looked just like this when Christopher Columbus walked these very streets. What? Oh yeah, that's right. He probably would have done that a bit because he wouldn't have had his land legs for a while, would he? But just like in years gone by, it is still an area for the rich, the prosperous and the powerful to live in, which is why I really shouldn't be seen here. Now you look at the town hall or something. Yeah, it's very nice of you, but Christopher Columbus to a cornet doesn't work, does it? Look, there's people everywhere. I'm gonna have to go back to the apartment or something. Guanches. Is it a long way away from here? Okay, lead on. Is there anyone around I might know? Okay, all right. Now, what have you found for me? An interesting rock formation? Something wonderfully historic? Something I can talk, and, well, I could talk about that because it's a five-a-side pitch. And what do you think that is? Do you think that's where your young friends are going to turn up? They're not going to turn up here because this is Barranco de Guayarequi, which is the valley of flowing water. And this is where the first settlers on the island made their home. The Guanches, the brave men, the big men, tall men with blonde hair. Well, they settled here because the valley was fertile. They could grow whatever they wanted, and because the rock here is volcanic. Volcanic rock has big holes in it. You dig into those holes, put a gate on the front, and you've got yourself a cave or a dwelling. In fact, they're still used today, as you can see. The whole of this valley is honeycombed with caves. And even after the Guanches had gone, the Spanish made it their home. In fact, still today, it is the home of many people. This is the center area. There's a bar, there's a restaurant, and there's a lovely little church, which again is carved out of rock. Now, the Guanches would have three kinds of caves. They'd have caves that you lived in, they'd have caves that you keep food in, like grain, and they'd have caves that you put your mummified dead in. And they would normally be at the top of these giant valleys. Can you see them? Oh, don't be ridiculous, give me those. I need them the most because they might be looking down. In fact, anybody might be looking down. Well, you've done it this time, mate. What a fantastic spread. You've got Casa Antonio to do just the most delightful meal. Yep, I mean, look at that pork. That's not small, is it? A lovely pork roast. And look round the table. We've got all these wonderful things. We've got some goat's cheese directly in front of you. We've got some Spanish sausage here, which is picante, which means spicy. A few chips, some Canarian potatoes, yep. Garlic bread over here. Got to have some garlic bread. And the centerpiece, the paella, which is, oh, look at it, packed full of stuff. They make a sort of soup out of all the spices and the onions and the vegetables at the very beginning. Then they add the rice, and then the last thing they add is the seafood, like the gambas or the big shrimps here, the prawns, and you've got some mussels in there, the peas are mixed in. The whole thing is just crammed to perfection. You have to have as much moisture at the end as you do at the beginning. But I'm not going to join you. Well, you know, this place is packed. No, well, all right, it will be. And I just can't be seen, all right? Enjoy yourself. I understand what you're trying to do for me, but it's just, yeah, I can't get involved. It's not that I don't want to get wet or anything. I mean, I'd love that normally, but I've got a problem, and is there nothing else we can do? Good, let's do it. Look, I know you're trying to be nice to me, and this is normally what I'd like. You know, everyone's having a great time, and I'm over here. No, I'm over here. No, that's not me. My disguise is not that good. Look, this is the welcoming party for everyone on the holiday. You know, that's not me either. And they're all going out for the night, and believe me, I'm over here. They're going to get absolutely slaughtered, and we're not. No, we can't. I can't explain, but we can't. Look, you can have a quick, soft drink, okay? Okay. Gotta go. And now from the top looking down. This too was a Guanche settlement, and it's still a village today. The Spanish that took over from the Guanches took over their dwellings. And in fact, they're still using that. No, I'm over here. I'm in disguise again. Hey, it's me. Like I say, the dwellings are still being used today. They're over there. Can you see them? Those houses actually go into the hillside. They've got a little bit on the front, but they go in. You could dig your own digs here. What? How do you put down the address for the postman? Well, yeah, you're right. I suppose you just say, you know, I'm the third quaver from the quaver with the brown door that's above the quaver that's got the green windowsill. That is a bit tricky, isn't it? La Atalaya, this village is called, and it means on the top level, which it most certainly is. And the Guanches would have liked that because of the fertile land, but also because they could worship their god, the sun god. Not quite there at the moment. You want to worship the sun as well? Well, couldn't we just stay up here a while and then we can keep an eye on anyone that might be coming up? No, you don't understand. I tell you what, if we do go down, let's stay near the apartment, and I've got somewhere to... yeah, okay. Now, you go and have a look at those, and I'll keep an eye out. Now that is interesting, because that was the first golf club like that to be built in Spain by English people. Now, did you lock the car up? Because there's something I need... Oh yeah, that's right. Well, are we there? What? Wind down my window. Wind down my window. Why? Ah! What on earth? We've just been over that. In this. Be careful, please. Great. My favourite sort of place. Where are we going now, then? Oh, super. Like we're not high enough already. Actually, I don't know why I didn't think of this before, because this is perfect for me. Cenovio de Baliron. Now this is a naturally occurring cave, and within it there are 300 caves that were dug out by the Guanches. And this is where they would have stored the food. There had been wooden shutters over each of these caves, and the leader would have put a seal over those shutters, and then eventually, when the time was needed, he would share the food out amongst his people. It was also a highly religious place, and priestesses were kept here, and their job was to fatten up the girls who were destined to become members of the Guanche royal family. They'd give them rich food so that they got big hips and big other bits, because they thought they were the only ones who would be childbearing. Now it's perfect for me because I can hide away for a bit. But yeah, just give me 5 minutes until the, you know, the tourist rush has gone. When you've a moment, I'd like a word. Listen, I know you mean well, but I was happy in my cave, and now I've got a problem. Ask them to leave, will you? Now would be good. Now look, I don't understand. I mean, yeah, right, yeah. All the reps are out there doing cabaret. Well, I mean, I don't understand what we're doing here. I mean, no, look, I know a stage and me, normally, My liege, your sword. Oh, it wouldn't go down well here. Can't do that. What, out there? If I was not a TV star, there's something else I'd rather be. If I was not a TV star, a club rep I would be. And as you people pass me by, this is what you'd hear me cry. Give us a fag. Buy us a beer, course I'll keep in touch, dear. Give us a fag, buy us a beer, course I'll keep in touch, dear. That's it. I'm not going on stage again. In fact, I'm not going in the spotlight again. I'm in the spotlight enough. And to be perfectly frank, whilst we're here, I don't want to be in any kind of a spotlight. Well, look, I'll tell you what. I'll come clean with you. You know Cynthia that you introduced me to in the film industry? Well, she said she'd pay for my film, you know, 1066. Harold and William and all that. Fantastic. And you could even do the filming on it. Anyway, it's a bursary, so it only goes to people who are over 40. That's why I can't be seen on an 1830 holiday. You what? You thought I was embarrassed because I look more than 30? Cheeky devil, of course I could get away with 30. Anyway, you have to take film finance very, very seriously. And well, that's very nice of you, but believe me, 6,000 pesetas will not pay for a movie. Anyway, she said she was out here the same time as us, which is why I've been hiding. Because if she sees us, or even sees this program, I'm in big trouble. So if you see anyone who's sort of, you know, Hollywood, big, loads of gold, jangle jangle, let me know. When you're ready, come on, it's time to go. What? It's from Hollywood. It's from Cynthia. Have you had this all week? Don't call us. Couldn't make Gran Canaria. Hasta la vista. Listen, you know the car keys for the hire car? You didn't hand them back, did you? You know the girls and the pub. We couldn't just I don't believe that. I could have had a great time, and you've had it all this time. Get the bags.